The 100 is Substack meets Masterclass meets The Economist meets The New Yorker.
I feel like we said iconic, and you guys are leaning ironic.
Hey, T?
Fucking don't patronize me.
I
Hey.
think the money is here.
Oh, shit.
And Rome, I think your security of being very weird with them. They seem stupid and probably racist.
Uh-huh. Well, you look tired, and your face is giving me a headache.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, if we partner up with our name, with these fucks here, some other pieces of shit, our experience, Shiv, the yummy demi, my profile is the fearless fighter of the good fight, you as the dirty little fucker
Really
pushing the
knows himself.
filth buttons. I mean, I think, yeah, new Gen Royce. We have a fucking song to sing.
I mean, as a business, it's much better than the made-up company of dreams we were ready to pitch.
Fuck you! You loved it.
What?
You did.
I do. It's very exciting, but it's kind of bullshit.
TV Tan Podcast episode 0444. Is that right?
That's right. 444 episodes of people actually listen to two guys talk nothing but TV and occasionally getting in a bunch of drinks because seriously, who wants to watch American Idol sober? It's not possible.
We should go back and rebrand this as a murder podcast. We got it all wrong.
Well, if it means people are going to have to murder me again, if that's what's going to do it for ratings, I'm happy to do it. Or I could just rebrand myself as Tommy Rogan.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So,
I mean, there's so many ways we could go with this.
So you still got your blue check mark?
Well, that would imply I actually pay for it. So, yes.
You know, those several wasted years I tried to get verified on Twitter, and I was like, look at all that time I wasted. It never came through. There was so many hoops. If you're not backed by a corporation, there's so many fucking hoops to jump through to get verified on. Used to be anyway.
Now, all you need is Elon Musk and, sure, just pay us something, bro, and we'll make it work.
And, yeah. So, this week's sponsor is...
Well, this week's sponsor of the TV 10 podcast is our good friends at Outlaw Distillery. Even though I'm away in beautiful Sacramento.
You're still in Sacktown.
I am still in the Sacktown, and I gotta say, it is just lovely sunshine and just warm, sunny weather.
Yeah, we're supposed to get another blizzard here tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna get the walkers coming through any day now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if I'm gonna actually physically go into the morning zoo tomorrow, or if I'm gonna have to phone it in.
Oh, phone it.
Literally phone it in. Yeah.
Phone it in. It's the best feeling of all, especially since I'm in the sports desk satellite location, because as we're recording this TV 10 podcast with me, Tommy Milagro,
and me, Bill Frost,
we are having WrestleMania Night 2 going on as we are live on air. So
WrestleMania 39. Who is on the card tonight?
This is going to be the big one. So in the main event, it's going to be the American Nightmare, Cody.
All right.
Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Championship. I think, they just got through at the pre-show right now. So any minute now, we are going to get some up-to-date breaking sports reports. So
okay,
it's a hard job, but thankfully I have an MBA.
Wrath, thank God. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I work for SlamWrestling.net, and there's that first sip of the Outlaw Distilleries. Well, let's just say What are you having? The honey bourbon or?
It's one of the clear ones.
Oh, yeah, you
I
mean the
don't have
moonshine?
I don't have the bottle near me, but yeah, let's say it's a moonshine.
Okay.
It's either the moonshine or the white whiskey.
Well, let's see. Can you still see how many fingers I'm holding up?
8.
It's the moonshine. Good to know.
Okay. All right.
So glad we got that resolved.
And got a few new things coming up this week. Want to get them out of the way right now.
Okay.
Uh, in case you never didn't want to brave the theater, the brick and
theater.
mortar theater to see the odds-on favorite for the best movie of 2022, 80 for Brady. It is coming to Paramount Plus on Tuesday, the 4th.
Okay. Uh, is that really
Starring your personal sports hero, Tom Brady.
No, no, not even close. Not even. No, he's no George Kittle. He's no Pat McAfee. They will go to WrestleMania. I have never seen Tom Brady enter a squared circle. I would take those guys over Tom Brady any day of the week.
Ric Flair still has more championships.
Yes, that is absolutely true. And apparently still wrestling. Why, I don't know.
Yeah. On Wednesday, season 2 of Schmigadoon on Apple TV Plus, starring Cecily Strong and Keegan Michael Key. The first season was a couple kind of lost in the wilderness hiking, stumble upon a town that is basically a 24/7 1940s musical.
Ugh.
I know, right?
That's like the eighth circle of hell. I
Yeah,
think.
well, just wait. So, so they got out of there in the first season, and now they're like, I kind of miss that place. Let's go look for it again. Let's go find it, and they find it again. But now it is it's more in the style of a 1970s musical along the lines of Chicago and Cabaret. A little darker, a little sexier.
But do they have the Wiz?
They might.
That was from the 70s, folks.
True.
So
That is, yeah. He's on down the road. Also, season 3 of Dave.
Oh.
Have you ever watched Dave?
No. I know I need to, but as we always say here at TV Tan Podcast, there's too many shows.
Yeah, the story of the world's greatest white Jewish rapper in his own mind, Dave, also known as Lil Dicky. Very funny show. And this time around, Dave and his crew are going out on tour, and we hope it goes better than it did for Paperboy in Atlanta.
Yeah. Actually, that I would have loved to have seen more of the tour of Europe, just because Europeans are fucked up.
Oh yeah. So the first stop on the tour is Texas. So
Ew.
so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, good luck with that.
And also on Wednesday, season 3 of My Guilty Pleasure, Growing Belushi on the Discovery Channel. Here's the weird thing about this show.
Okay.
It's been 3 seasons so far, but each season has only been 3 episodes long, which I think is the maximum amount of time you should be exposed to Jim Belushi in a stretch. Yeah.
I would wholeheartedly agree on that. But here's a question. In those 3 episodes, do you get some good tips on the growth of vegetation, as it were?
Once in a while, you get some get some good education on that show. Most of the time, it's just highly scripted antics, and I'm still watching it
because it's Belushi.
Yeah. If my current job ever falls through, I'm thinking of going to work for Jim Belushi up on the farm in Oregon.
You mean your current job?
My current job, yeah. Should anything happen to that, I'm kind of in the tech sector, so who knows?
Well, it would be fun just to say Farmer Frost.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I'm gifting that to you, Farmer Frost.
Thank you. Yeah. On Thursday, this show has got a lot of buzz to it. A new series called Beef. It's not about the cheeseburger industrial complex. Write that down. It's about a pair of motorists, Stephen Yuen from The Walking Dead and Ali Wong, and basically they have a road rage incident that somehow managed to carry on through 10 episodes.
And that's the part I find just absolutely mind blowing. But then again, Steve Yoon and Ali Wong are perfect, and they just play the worst off of each other.
Yes, yes.
I want
And
more of this.
also this is an A24 production, so anything goes.
Well, these are an A24, folks, is the same studio that brought us Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
So what we're trying to say is, Hollywood, here's your next best picture candidate.
Yeah, yeah.
And hey, and if you think we're wrong, because we never are,
Yeah.
I think you need to start listening to us more. And we could give you great tips if you subscribe for only 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
Look, we got
You
to
could-
get something out of liberal Hollywood.
You can be one of our blue check subscribers.
Actually, it'll be yellow because it's double certified.
True, yeah. You know, I've been getting hit up recently on Instagram. It's like, hey, want to buy a check mark? I go, oh, you assholes too? Great. Okay.
Oh, every once in a while, I usually get a picture of a woman and it goes, "Hi, would you like to talk?" No, no woman ever says that to me.
That can't be on the up and up.
Nope, it's right up there with, "Hey, you're funny." Oh, okay, you're a bot.
Oh,
I think you're very sexy. Definitely a bot.
definitely a bot, yeah. And Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
I'm glossing right over Grease, The Rise of the Pink Ladies. Or what the fuck is it called?
Uh,
That's the title,
I'm
right?
trying to remember.
Yeah, Rise of the Pink Ladies. Yeah, basically it's a prequel to Grease,
Oh, okay.
but they carry on the Grease tradition of having high schoolers played by late 20s actors. So,
And you can see the wrinkles.
yep. So I'm glossing right over that and going right to Saturday Night Live, which will be hosted by Molly Shannon, SNL
Oh, she comes
alum.
back.
Not sure what she's up to. I mean, last year she was on the Showtime series I Love That For You with Vanessa Bayer, another SNL vet, and a very funny show. But I'm not sure what Molly Shannon has going on in 2023, and I don't think it really matters.
My question is this: I know it's been a minute since she's been on the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, long time.
Has she ever hosted?
I don't think so.
So this would be a first.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Interesting.
And last we're recording on Sunday. Last night I was in up in the great city of Ogden for some rock and roll business,
Oh, okay.
and so I didn't did not get to see Saturday Night Live with the. I've been pronouncing it Quinta Brunson all this time, and apparently it's Quinta Brunson. So I've been wrong this whole time.
Well, we expect that of you, Whitey. So
I know, right? Yeah.
We are a forgiving bunch. All of the POCs and our dozen black listeners of
Yes.
Camp Podcast.
So I hear she did a great job. So I'm going to check it
yeah.
out today after we're done here.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, for anybody that always misses out on Saturday Night Live, do what I do. Pro tip: you could go on YouTube
and just get the
and-
best bits.
That's all you need. And I mostly just go on there for Weekend Update with Colin Just and Michael
Mhm.
J. And every once in a while, if it's really good, the monologue. But yeah,
Yep.
that's all you need at this point.
And last week I finished The Night Agent.
You're a better person than I am, and
Pretty decent spy thriller.
okay.
It's from Sean Ryan, who did The Shield and Terriers and a lot of other great series. And it's about a guy, an FBI agent who basically he's a basement desk jockey who just his job is to wait by this phone and wait for a call to come in. And he never gets a call until he does.
This feels suspiciously similar to a show that was also on Netflix that I watched recently. Let me see if I can dig it up here.
Was it the Recruit?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. A little kind of a similar setup, but this one I'd recommend it. Very good series. I will eat. It was so good. I will even forgive it for ending on yet another cover of David Bowie's Heroes.
Really?
We don't need another fucking cover of this song. Just use Bowie's version.
Gee, this is so
Yeah,
weird.
right, right.
I'm in Sacramento. All of a sudden, it got chilly. Does that mean it's a?
Frost warning.
Just use the original Heroes by Bowie.
Uh,
No fucking covers. No wallflowers. I don't even know who did this cover. It's one I'd not heard before, and it was just as pedestrian as every other cover. Just
mm.
use the original.
And well, what? Which original? Do we want the English version, the French version, the German version? I mean,
As long as it's Bowie, I don't care.
yeah, Bowie original flavor, ladies
Fuck
and
yeah.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's all we ask.
But the Night Agent would recommend. Yeah.
And that is our Watch Harder, Hash Brown Watch Harder, by the
Yeah.
way.
Also, the season wrapped of the return of Party Down. You know, it's on Stars, unfortunately. So, but very funny season. And we were missing Lizzie Kaplan because she's been busy with things like Fleischman is in Trouble and the upcoming Fatal Attraction reboot for Paramount Plus.
Okay.
But she did finally make a surprise appearance in the final episode.
Hmm.
So that was nice that she showed up.
So when I decide to subscribe to Stars again,
You probably won't. Oh wait, Heels.
well,
When Heels rolls around.
don't worry, we're going to come to that in
Yeah.
the sports report. So it's on the way here.
Well, I did see a promo for it during Party Down. So
Yeah, they did talk about that. We'll come back to that in a sec here.
yeah, but yeah, the new season of Party Down. It might eventually end up on a streaming service that you actually use. Right now, the first couple of seasons are on Hulu, so maybe it'll end up there, the third season, eventually, and then you can actually watch it.
Okay. Well, that is going to be something worth seeing down the road here. And I'm just taking a look to see if there's anything going on. Looks like they're doing some recaps of WWE's Hall of Fame show.
Okay.
And so nothing of note quite just yet. So we're good at this point. I don't know why it's taking forever to get to actual wrestling.
And Succession, the new season, off to a fucking great start already.
And
Oh
by
my
great
God.
start, you mean they're just some awful people.
Oh, they're all terrible.
Oh yeah. The important thing is they're terrible for the right reasons.
It's The Economist meets BuzzFeed meets the. It's a great quote. Basically, the Roy kids are off starting their own trying to start their own new media empire. They're gonna break the mold of digital media. Blah blah blah, all that shit. And they keep coming up with all these ideas that are just like completely unworkable. And meanwhile, Logan Roy is just fucking them all over. This beautiful thing. And
You haven't had this much fun since Shameless.
oh yeah. But I would recommend doing what I do if you watch Succession. That is turn on the closed captioning because there's so many just stinging insults that will fly right by you. Probably if you don't either rewatch it a couple times or turn on the closed captioning because the insults are so fast and furious that you might miss something, and you don't want to miss anything, especially not from Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree. He is like the best worst thing of that show.
The best worst person, yes.
Yeah, I would also even go so far as to say that. Yeah, I have to agree with you on the closed captioning. It's the Gilmore Girls rule.
Yeah.
There's just too much going
Or
on.
the marvelous Mrs. Maisel rule
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Oh, there's just so much. You need to read, folks. And I'm sorry, yes, you will need to read because that is how fast the stuff goes by. So,
And this new series with Kiefer Sutherland, Rabbit Hole.
mhm.
I checked out the first 2 episodes on Paramount Plus. He's Jack Bauer.
Okay.
Just in a, he's got a different jorb, but he's still Jack Bauer.
But is he yelly Jack Bauer?
Oh yeah, oh definitely, yeah. And it's not like who do you work for? It's more like this goes deeper than we know.
No intense whispering at all.
Oh, a little bit, little bit of that.
This goes deeper than we ever imagined here.
Yeah, so he's the victim of a vast conspiracy to frame him for the murders, a couple of murders, and so he's on the run, of course.
Naturally.
Yeah.
But that's what we like about Keith Sutherland, just going on the run. Either that or, being a vampire.
it's
Yeah.
going way
That,
back.
yeah, that was a deep cut right there, ladies and gentlemen. See, kids, Keith Sutherland was in The Lost Boys, a vampire flick, starring also the two Coreys.
Yes. And I think we need a present day Lost Boys reunion.
Ooh.
Just get
Well,
the bulgy saxophone dude and get them all back together. We're missing a Corey, but we still have one.
yeah, which isn't really much of a selling point. We need to work on the elevator pitch a little bit better there. So,
I think most of the rest of them are still alive. We could do this, and of course, it would end up on Paramount Plus because that's where all that shit goes.
no, see, this feels Tubi worthy.
Oh, really?
This has Tubi written all over
Wow.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's either that or I could be a true dick and say, "Hey, stars can take this."
So we put Tubi above Stars, huh?
Yeah,
because
uh,
Tubi doesn't cost anything.
bingo. That's you figured it out here. And again, Hollywood, if you really want to know how to sell your product, come subscribe to us for more of these tips, which is only 10,000 a month. We will be your consultants to
Yeah.
get shit done.
Let's put it on Crackle.
Yeah. Oh, and better yet, Netflix, because I know you're listening and you know what you did. You want to make it up. Just get Glow back on for a fourth season. Maybe put it on Tubi, and everything will be good.
I think
Why
so.
is this so hard? Yeah,
Brilliant.
I know.
So much brilliance comes from this podcast, and yet so few take us up on it.
Well, it helps that you're a TV critic and I write about wrestling, but thankfully I have an MBA.
We have
So.
so much showbiz genius
Mhm.
spewing forth from this podcast.
Oh,
Someday they will take note.
Yeah, it just hawks through every single time.
To quote Papa John, there will be a reckoning.
Oh, there will be a reckoning.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh boy, we're having too much fun here, which means
Well, let's put the brakes on that and go into sports.
well, in that case, I think you need to hit the music.
It's sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team.
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you only the sport of professional wrestling. So let's just, before we get into the real news, we have to get you your XFL sports card.
Oh,
here.
you're gonna lead with it. Get it out of the way right now.
Yeah, because seriously, we have a metric fuck ton of stuff to talk about in wrestling. But as of right now, on week 7 of
Are
your
the Tulsa Tweakers hanging in there?
unfortunately, the Tulsa Tweakers are out for the season.
Ah,
If you had your hopes pinned on them winning a championship, that will not be the case. But what I can tell you is on Friday, the Seattle Sea Dragons managed to beat. Who did they beat here? They beat the Renegades 24-15, and then on Saturday it was the Vegas Vipers. They managed to take over on the San Antonio Brahmas 26-12, and then it was the DC Defenders. The Defenders, ladies and gentlemen, they were facing up against it's Orlando. Somebody. The important thing is Orlando squeaked by 37-36, and this just in, ladies and gentlemen, the Battlehawks. The Battlehawks overcame the Roughnecks of Houston 24-15 here. Man, so much action in the XFL here. And this is the only sports authority willing to take on the XFL because, well, let me see. Did the check clear? All right, we're going to talk to them about that later. But until then,
Yeah,
uh,
what is the XFL coverage out there in legitimate sports casting?
well, for some reason, it's still on ESPN and
Yeah.
ESPN2. But
I
I don't
mean,
know
do the pundits at Sports Center and the like cover it?
if they do. It's probably during the red eye times. So, interestingly, though, the ESPN 8, the Ocho does not cover it. That's the only sports figure I recognize. So, a lot of problems there. But again, there's too much sports to get into. So let's jump right in. We talked about it just a second ago. Heels season 2
Uh-huh.
apparently is going to be coming back in the summer
Oh.
of of this year. Now, no exact date yet, but here's what happened. Why we haven't seen Heels just yet. Stephen Amell, from he said Heels is coming out eventually. He anticipates new episodes in the first or second quarter of 2023. The delay is the result of Lionsgate splitting from Stars, which they acquired back in 2016 for 4.4 billion. So, according to Amel, they are now in the process of, as best I understand it, untangling that partnership. And as they are untangling everything, they are figuring out which assets belong to whom. So as a result, we wrap filming on the 1st of July, and we don't have a premiere date, let alone a trailer, let alone an indication of season 3. So that's what's been going on. That's why we haven't heard anything about Heels just yet, but it is actually coming down the pipeline. Stephen Amell has confirmed it, and we did get a trailer, as you just pointed out, and it had the Spade brothers in happier times.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's some other news, and this is breaking news that came out of CNBC.
What?
Um,
Okay.
Stick with me on this one. Endeavor, that is the parent company of UFC, are getting very close to closing a deal to buy out WWE. And according to this report, quote, UFC and WWE are expected to form a new publicly traded company as part of the agreement, according to the people who declined to be named due to the confidential nature of the discussions, according to CNBC. But the deal's supposed to be expected in a matter of days and announced. So probably as we're recording live on air, because we're on night 2 of WrestleMania 39, it could be probably going to announced on Monday on Raw. So that will be very interesting. Um, Now, there would be some shuffling of the executives as well. How Vince McMahon is going to play into this, because now apparently he's an employee again. And even though, he decided to step down, he's now back in, but he was overseeing. Sorry, I said it wrong. Let me get Genius Juice in.
Yes. Get that ready. Get it
Well,
going.
I'm just here to facilitate the the sale of the company. I have no intention of being involved in the day to day operations. Strange. Why is my nose growing even longer? I better get some hush money again. Hey, Trump, do you? No. Oh, he's in trouble. Better figure something else out. Anyway, and scene. So that's where we're at on that part. Now here's another story. Now this involves WrestleCon. If anybody has never heard of WrestleCon, it usually takes place around WrestleMania time. So it's like I was explaining to my family as to why I actually write sports for a living. Uh, Basically they WrestleMania is the big deal, but then sometimes they have these other smaller promotions or legends of wrestling doing autograph signings and the like, and this is the same case in the Los Angeles area. However, WrestleCon has addressed the alleged altercation between Impact's Giselle Shaw and Rick Steiner, and Shaw accused Steiner of unleashing a litany of hateful remarks, mostly at the trans community, and especially at her on Friday. And WrestleCon has in turn banned Steiner from participating in the rest of the convention. Quote, WrestleCon regrets the events that took place at yesterday's convention and apologizes to Giselle Shaw. We aim to promote a safe and inclusive environment for all LGBTQAI plus members of the wrestling community. The issue has been addressed, and we hope the remainder of the convention can be a positive experience for all, WrestleCon said in a statement there. Yeah, never thought I'd hear those words that a wrestler from yesteryear was not hip to anything involving the progressive woke uh, community here. I don't know. I realize we're so political sometimes. So
Welcome to the People's Republic of Wokistan.
yeah, jeez. And also on March 31st, we had uh, ROH. Red Badge of Courage Wrestling's super
AKA Ring of Honor.
Super Card of Honor, the which is owned by Tony Khan, and apparently all indications were it was a very big night, very emotional night. The key takeaways were Mark Briscoe, who's now moving forward wrestling singles and won't be doing any tag matches anymore on account of the loss of his brother Jay Briscoe. He challenged the world television champion Samoa Joe for the ROH television championship. However, he was unsuccessful, and the champ retains. Also, in the Reach for the Sky ladder match, it was the Lucha Brothers, Penta, El Cerro Miedo, and Rey Phoenix. They claimed the absent, excuse me, ROH Tag Team Champions. So they are the new tag champs in the new era of Ring of Honor. Plus, Wheeler Yuta lost his ROH Pure Championship to New Japan's Katsuyori Shibata. But in the main event for the ROH World Championship between Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston, man, this had a lot of bad blood. It was a lot of emotion, but it was the Swiss cyborg Claudio Castagnoli who still retains as ROH champion.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, and finally, and this is where we lead up to this next part here of night one of WrestleMania. That was also an amazing night, which, if you want to, you can flock to the cock if you subscribe and catch up on the action from last night. But uh, the big takeaways here were Rey Mysterio fought his son Dominic Mysterio and overcame his douchebag of a son. And it was also Seth freaking Rollins going up against ugh, Logan Paul. Yeah, he's
Still in there, huh?
still a thing.
Uh,
I uh, I should be even more upset that my nephew told me, yeah, I hear about Logan Paul. I have his prime drinks, and I know he's involved in pro wrestling. So I am treading the water of saying, no, stop making garbage people famous. But at the same time, he's getting my nephew interested more in pro wrestling. What's a guy to do? Um,
it's a gateway drug.
yeah. What, Logan Paul or pro wrestling?
Logan Paul is a gateway douche.
Yes, that's our title, by the way, Gateway Douche. But anyway, uh, Rollins managed to curb stomp him to the mat for the 3 count. But the biggest match of the night in the main event, it was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They teamed up against the Usos, uh, and for the undisputed tag team championships. The fans were big at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, where it saw, after 3 Helluva kicks by Sami Zayn, they got the 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are your current and new WWE Tag Team Champions, and we're not even halfway done. As we're recording live on air, as we talked about, the American Nightmare Cody will challenge for the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight title, which kind of I'm going to insert a little bit of a tease here for a new podcast I'm going to be on very shortly.
Huh?
Uh, well, I write for Slam Wrestling, and of course, I have an MBA.
Which is a requirement to have a podcast.
Naturally, as you sip some more of the genius juice, um, John, Slam Wrestling staff is going to have their own podcast, Slam Speaks, coming up very shortly. We're going to be recording next week, and we're going to break down all of the matches from WrestleMania. You'll want to tune in for more of that. But if you want to tune in to more of this, you just have to come back to TV Tan Podcast, the only TV podcast that matters, trademark, because it's sports.
And sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team.
Like I said, metric fuck ton of sports today.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So while you were going through that, I was looking at an article about the upcoming Orphan Black sequel series.
What?
Yeah, right. Did you know about this?
No.
It's it's either a sequel or a prequel. I'm not really sure. There's not really much information about it yet, other than it's going to star Kristen Ritter, Jessica Jones herself.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. And it's been a hot minute since we've seen her. And yes, please, and more. We like that.
Yeah. So it's called Orphan Black: Echoes, and it looks like it's going to be a sequel series.
Okay.
And it's got a bunch of people I don't recognize except for Kristen Ritter, and I will of course be there for her.
But here's the question: on a scale of 1 to Tatiana Maslany, all those
It's
different
gonna.
people.
I don't know if that's the way they're going to play it, but that would be tough to top that performance.
I mean,
She
Tatiana.
played up to what, 9 characters at one point, maybe
Yeah,
even more.
and now she is She-Hulk attorney at law. I mean, the bar is set way too high. I'm a little worried that she may fall short of this.
Yeah, we don't have a premiere date for that yet, but it'll be on AMC.
Okay, what was the name of the show again?
Orphan Black Echoes.
Okay, so we'll keep on with the story as it develops, and we will give you all the breaking news of the Echoes. Never thought I'd say those words, but here we are.
And also another one I'm keeping track of. There's a what do we call them? A docu-bio, a docudrama. Yeah, it's a docudrama. It's Spinning Gold. It's about the rise and fall of Casablanca Records, headed by Neil Bogart.
Oh, I've been seeing some commercials about this. The silly kid with the afro or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So within the course of 5 years, Casablanca Records launched the very successful careers of Kiss, Donna Summer, The Village People, and all in the mid to late 70s.
Oh, so this is actually legitimate.
Oh yeah, it's based on a real story.
Oh, okay. So this is not like vinyl. This actually happened.
It's not Daisy Jones and the Six, even
Yeah.
though that actually happened. It was just called Fleetwood Mac. But yeah, it's kind of it's got a bit of a vinyl vibe to it. And I think of vinyl. If you don't remember, Vinyl was an HBO series about a 70s record company.
Mhm.
And who was the main guy in that? I know Juno Temple was in it. Who's now currently on Ted Lasso.
Yeah, it was. Let me see if I can
You know,
look it up.
it was that guy.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I'm searching it right now because this is going to bug the shit out of me.
We got to know. It's a guy. It's a guy we all know. It should
here
come.
it is. Bobby Cannavale.
Yes, Bobby Cannavale. Yeah.
Yeah, And let's see here. And also, this was the show that brought to us Romano.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that's a total dickhead.
yeah, Zach Yankovic. Oh, what a name. And then yeah, we already talked about Juno Temple. Oh yeah, and this was also the show that that brought to us Mick Jagger's son, James Jagger.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
So
remember the series also had a. It was based in New York City, and it had it featured like actual bands. They had a shot of the Velvet Underground playing playing like a party somewhere, and then there was a brief thing about the New York Dolls playing in a club somewhere.
and
And
bringing down the house literally.
well, yeah, but they the thing is, I'm pretty sure the New York Dolls never sounded that tight in
No.
in real life in lives. But Spinning Gold is now out in theaters. It opened on Friday, and I thought it was going to be a documentary, but I didn't know it was dramatized. But
Well,
so
it wouldn't surprise me at all, but at the same time, honest to God, it felt like it was a mockumentary or just a straight up drama. I did not know that was actually a real thing.
yep,
Maybe it's maybe it's because vinyl spoiled me.
yeah,
Wait, is that the
I
right word?
I I just can't wait to see who's going to play Gene Simmons.
Yeah. Oh God. Uh, who could pull that shit off these days?
Well, his son Nick Simmons could totally do it, but I don't think he's an actor.
Or that big of a douche.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
As we all recall from Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, a show we all watched on A&E,
Mhm.
reality show all about how great Gene Simmons is.
Well, at least our reality correspondent, Melissa Merlot, can attest to this
You
here.
know, if and when we get Melissa back on, we got to ask her if she ever saw that show.
Yeah. Oh, fun little fact here. Now, Vinyl, as we were talking about, was on HBO. It was,
Yep.
as we call it here on the podcast, that was a one and done season. But here's the interesting thing: not on HBO Max.
Oh, is that another one they dumped?
Uh, you say dumped to maybe mercy killed, euthanized. I don't know what the right term is, but the
Well,
point is,
yeah. The thing about HBO Max used to be that it's got all of the HBO stuff plus other original stuff's exclusive to HBO Max, and now they're just dumping shows like they dumped Westworld, they dumped the Nevers, uh, they dumped a lot of shows, and I did not know Vinyl was among them.
yeah, and apparently you can watch it on Prime Video, and if you could buy it for $21.99, not a
What?
sponsor. Yeah, that I just saw that right now, and I'm going, the fuck, really?
Yeah, yeah. You'd have to pay extra for it. That was the 2016 series Vinyl.
Jeez. All right, well, it's out there, so if you were really interested and wanted to,
I don't know if I could recommend paying for it.
yeah, there's a free option out there, and if you are dedicated audience wants to tell us another way to watch vinyl, or hell, if there's a show that you wouldn't pay to watch, but you have a free way of getting to it, like I'm not saying it has to be worthy, but something where you don't have to pay anything, let us know.
Something involving a VPN, maybe.
Exactly. Just reach out to us, TV10podcast at gmail.com. And this is a segue here, as I turn to our listener bags.
Oh shit, we got listener mailbag. Okay.
That's right. And let me see if I can pull this up from our good friend, Dr. Paul White here. He writes to us, hello, folks. Quick note, as Mrs. Science Teacher was out of town, so I finished up Last of Us. Oh dear, to do that without your wife. If you're listening, Mrs. Science Teacher, he knows not what he does, and he's really sorry. Just trying to cover you, Doctor. Anyway, uh, good episode and a good show. Stand by my comments on an episode that HBO had two better shows with Watchmen and Lovecraft Country. Yeah, that's probably true. Actually,
or as Ted says, also Station 11.
actually, still need to see the season finale of Shrinking. Waiting for Mrs. Science Teacher to return.
Oh, get ready for all the feels.
Mhm. But I rank it. Wow. But I rank it higher than The Last of Us on the drama dimension.
Okay.
the The ending of the penultimate episode was a wonderful gut punch. We caught up on Abbott Elementary as opposed to Abbott Penitentiary. Uh, sorry,
Yes.
I didn't mean to make you do that spit take, man.
All right.
Um, the teaching Black history and the charter school episodes are ones more folks need to see. Actually, this whole season's been spot on. So thanks for mentioning Tetris and Big Door Prize. Apple TV Plus is doing very well with their shows. It is becoming the go-to for us, and we have not watched For All Mankind, Mythic Quest, Loot, Schmigadoon, etc. yet. Um,
A lot of great shows on Apple TV Plus.
Yes. And he also says ABLSS, a Black Lady sketch show, is coming
Yes.
back soon. Communicate with you later. Paul.
Yeah, I believe it comes back on April 14th, the day the final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel starts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to have to compete. Some of
Well, they're
these
not
shows,
on at the same time.
but the shows are trying to fight for our love. So we have to pick favorites. I mean, that's how parenting works, or as far as I know. Am I wrong?
I just can't wait for the return of Dr. Hadassah. And I'm sure I got the name wrong. It's been a
Uh,
minute. It's been a minute since the show's been on.
well, you're white, so of course you're going to fuck
Well,
it
so is
up. So,
she.
see?
Kinda.
Everything works together. Oh, and I did do this recently. As I've been stuck in Sacramento, and sometimes I have to deal with the rain. Ugh, what a hard life. I I watched Kunk on Earth.
Oh yes. The only the only real history you need. I mean, the history of the world part 2 was okay, but Kunk on Earth much better.
So, what is it about these pyramids? They're like really sandy triangles. Is that how? Were they just really needing to do geography? Um, I don't
Diane
know.
Morgan, comic genius.
And she just plays it so deadpan. So,
Hmm. Oh yeah.
uh, well, it's so glad that we don't have to deal with any nuclear missiles. Actually, well, still nuclear missiles. Really? Oh, are you sure? Oh, can you say something nice now?
Kunk.
Uh, oh, great! I hope we get something like Kunk on Religion, just so she could come to Utah. I want this to happen now. Make it happen, okay?
Apparently, Philomena Kunk is a recurring character on British television. Kunk on Earth is just the one America got a sample of. Apparently,
We want
there's more Kunk content out there.
more
I
Kunk
know
content.
that sounds weird. I know, but yeah,
Say that 5 times fast, and
I cannot.
also, no, nor do we want to.
I
So,
cannot. No.
nope, nope. That's what happens in this world. Then we get canceled because I'm just saying Kunk content. So I know I'm really pushing the envelope. Also, if my lawyer's listening, if this is put into evidentiary hearing, we're just performance artists, Your Honor.
Are you afraid of being indicated?
Uh, I'm afraid of a lot of things, especially the fact that this is going to turn into a murder podcast, and the only person in this murder podcast is me. I'm going to die, so I got to dodge people again and again.
Tommy Milagro is dying at a rate never before seen in this country.
Well, as long as I avoid Fifth Avenue, I think I'm going to be okay on that.
Yeah.
Or
All
Florida.
right. I think it's time to get the fuck out of here. Let's tell the people what they should be watching harder. What do you think?
Oh, let's see. Just because it's starting to ramp up and get really good, Picard
Oh yeah.
on Paramount Plus. That has been my jam of late.
Man, these shapeshifters, they're bastards.
Well, if anybody that watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine, you already know that they were a bunch of uh, space douche canoes.
Mm-hmm.
I, and gelatinous douches. I don't know what the appropriate term is.
Space bastards.
Space bastards, yes.
Yeah.
And now they're just as worse. Also, it's just great to see Worf getting in tune with his inner Klingon. May
Would
I
you like some
offer you?
tea?
May I offer you a chamomile? It works with his base, man.
Yeah.
Uh, the other one, obviously, The Mandalorian. I was kind of wondering where they were heading with a couple of episodes, but now I'm going, oh, this makes sense now.
Bo-Katan walks both worlds.
This is the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And if that means a spinoff for her, great. If it means less to worry about with Gina Carano, well, you
Well,
made your
this is for Katie Sackhoff. She's got Battlestar Galactica. Now she's got the Star Wars universe. If she
yep.
could somehow break into the Star Trek universe,
Oh, so is that the equivalent of a
an
geek
EGOT,
geekot?
yeah,
Actually, no, a geekot.
a geekot, yes.
Let me write that down. That's another good one here. Man, we're coming up with some great episode titles. So let's see. And then I think Superman and Lois has actually been very good for their third and final season. Um, and we see a
do
different side of
do we
Lois
have a
Lane.
confirmation this is the final season?
Last time I
Are
checked,
we just guessing because it's a CW and everything's going to hell on the CW?
I mean, a little of column A and a little of column B.
Yeah. Okay.
I noticed nobody saying I'm wrong, so
Yeah.
I, I
I don't hear anything in the background. No one's saying you're wrong. Our studio audience is not chiming in. So
okay. See, then
yeah.
one less thing to worry about. But yeah, I would say especially this arc with Lois Lane and spoiler alert, she got the breast cancer.
Oh.
So
Oh, so
yeah,
this is a feel good series. Okay.
oh, very feel good, and
All
no
right.
Kryptonian technology can solve it.
Of course not.
Strange.
All right.
Well, they would have came up with it if the planet didn't blow up, and if only they listened to a scientist.
Mm-hmm. No one listens to the scientists.
Never. So, uh,
Uh,
let's see here, and I'm trying to see. Nope, nothing. Nothing is going on here, and for some goddamn reason, this pre-show for WWE WrestleMania Night 2 has been going on for two. Let's see. Yeah, 2 fucking hours.
what do they think? This is the NFL?
I know. I mean, we could cut to that shit in half the time and get twice as drunk with the rest of the WWE fans. I
Yeah.
swear to God, they got their priorities wrong.
My watch harder recommendations are, of course, Yellow Jackets. The new
Mm.
season got off to a fantastic start.
Oh, and we kind of find out where they got a little hungry somewhere along the
Yeah.
way.
Oh yeah. Lend me your ear. And also the new season of Succession, of course. You
Hmm.
probably don't have to be convinced to check that out. A couple of network comedies you may not be checking out, but you probably should because they're very funny. Animal Control on Fox and Hulu. Joel McHale, this is a good role for him. He slips right in there. Very nice. Much better than that Stargirl run. And also ABC's Not Dead Yet. Very funny as well. Even though it's it's got the kind of I talk to dead people thing going on, borrowed from Ghosts, but it's got a different twist on it.
Yep.
Very funny. That's on ABC and Hulu. And also, I'm going to advise you not to start Hello Tomorrow if you haven't yet.
Oh, how come?
There's nothing there. It looks great. It's got a great cast who have nothing to work with.
Hmm. Okay, so
So
it's
I'd
the
say,
final syndrome. Got it.
yeah, I'd say just watch the trailer. You can look at it and see. Oh yeah, the visuals, the special effects, all very stunning. And
Yeah.
but you're done in under a minute. So there you go.
All right.
And also Grand Crew on NBC.
Okay.
The basically the not white friends. And they drink wine instead of coffee.
Somehow that feels wrong, but I'm gonna
It's
be okay with
it
this.
totally works. And also Perry Mason over on HBO and HBO
Mm.
Max.
That has been excellent at this point, and yeah, I can't say enough good things about Perry Mason. Oh, and hold on, I think we're getting some breaking news here.
Oh
Breaking
no.
news.
Oh no. What's happening?
Oh shit, it's no big deal. It's Seymour Stein, the music exec who signed Madonna and Talking Heads, has died. So I thought it was something serious.
Seymour Stein, Sire Records.
Yeah.
The
So
Ramones. Signed the
oh
Ramones.
oh he did that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here it is. The Ramones. Let's see here.
The Gun
Oh,
Club,
Depeche Mode,
Talking
Seal,
Heads, I think.
Ice-T, Lou Reed, The Pretenders, The Smiths, The Cure, Aphex Twin. Seriously? Wow. Okay, maybe I better give this a little more reverence here.
I'd swear Talking Heads were in there too.
Yeah, Talking Heads is one of
Okay.
the ones here. So, okay. So never mind. It's an important tragedy. So somebody better alert Frank Christ about this.
Oh yeah, tragedy.
Oh, oh. So
All right, I think we can be the hell out of here.
okay.
Do you
Well,
think so?
yes, because you got to polish off that moonshine from
True.
Outlaw Distillery, because we got to get prepared for the Showcase of the Immortals WrestleMania.
That's a
Whereas,
very subtle title, by the way.
yeah, but and me, I'm stuck in Sacramento, and I have to drink this Cazadores Paloma. It's basically a tequila grapefruit drink, and I gotta drink this like a savage instead of me having my other fine sponsors like Sugar House Distillery,
Hmm.
Outlaw Distillery, the purveyors of Five Wives, Five Husbands, vodka, Madame Patarini gin, the Porter's Fire, the Porter's Peanut Butter Whiskey, and of course they have them in cans as well, along with the Underground, not in cans yet, and of course you know what the terrible thing is? They don't even have in Sacramento. They don't have Bohemian Brewery, so I gotta go into a store on a Sunday like a complete slob and just pick up whatever alcohol I can off the
There
shelves.
has to be some local beers down there.
They only have High West, not a sponsor. So they're not the sponsors of TV10 Podcast. I need my local sponsors.
Okay.
So I'm just going to have to slum it through with this. And then again, it's a Sunday. So I'm just going to have to walk into a store and just grab a drink off the shelf
Well, that
and
sounds
not.
like somebody didn't plan ahead.
Well, I know. It is so hard to live here and just deal with getting alcohol without having to go on into a designated liquor store and not have to worry about getting in on a Sunday. I'm living in hell. It is a terrible hell.
Let me remind you, we have a blizzard coming our way. So
Oh, see, I could be experiencing that joy right there, but no. I gotta slum it through with 60-degree weather here, and my nephews are going, "Oh, this is cold weather."
oh,
Well,
it's so cold. Yeah.
oh, it's such a tough life. But no matter where you go, before I go off too far on that tangent, too late, I would implore you to not only pick up one of those fine beverages, I would also say you need to grab a TV10 podcast T-shirt.
Oh
We
yeah.
still we still have them. It's
Yeah.
only $15. And guess what, folks? You can send us an email in the subject line, say T-shirt me now, and just give us your name, your address, your shirt size, and if you do PayPal or Venmo. And yes, no matter what you say, I'm looking at you right now, Logan Paul. We will not take your fucking crypto. So fuck off. You are a gateway douche.
Yes.
All right. I think we got all our sponsors out of the way. They paid handsomely for this podcast.
Yes.
And do you have anything else big coming up as we're talking?
Well, if you're, well, you can probably hear this anywhere on back on traditional radio, if you remember that. It's still a thing.
Radio?
Yeah,
All right.
it's like podcasts with an antenna.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, Magda Vega will be on the Circus Brown's Not a Sideshow on Friday night, April 7th,
Okay.
around 8 o'clock Mountain Time. We'll be performing live on the radio,
Okay.
tiny desk style.
You're going to pump out the jams.
Pump out the jams, and yeah, we'll be doing that live. We'll do
We're
it
doing
live.
it live.
We'll do it live, and not a sideshow. Also a proudly sponsored by Juicy Filaments as well.
Oh, good.
I had a read from Juicy Filaments, but uh, it was an epic one, and I'm gonna have to really uh, get really pumped up for it. I might have to pre-record it. It's an epic one.
You mean you're going to have to pregame too?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully next week I will get to that one because it is a good one. It is a good message from Juicy Filaments. It's just like I was not up to it. There was too much rocking and or rolling this weekend for me to fully aspire to the level that this read needed.
I completely understand. As for me, as we're recording this, I too will be in full writing mode this week. I've got some interviews coming up with the stars from the National Wrestling Alliance, which you can catch at slamwrestling.net. Also, and I forgot to mention this, but on Friday, April 7th, it is the NWA 312 pay-per-view that's being held for the first time in Chicago, Illinois.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this will be a first, and I'm going to somehow crank this out after I get done with my jorb. So just stay tuned to slamwrestling.net for all the coverage that you'll be seeing because you can't get enough of wrestling. Yeah, that's my plan as well this week.
Okay. And with that, good night, America.
And yes, you jiggle that handle. Why? Because I told you to. Now off you fuck.
Hey, you okay, Con?
Oh, yeah. Just polling. And yeah, 10 days out and
Nice. What are you at now?
solid, still holding.
Yeah, 1%.
It's just the fear is in these last days, it could get squeezed.
Squeezed down from 1, because that's the lowest number.
No,
possible.
there's, decimals. They're saying that I could need to get aggressive in certain media markets because both sides are trying to squeeze my percent.
That's greedy. When they have all the other percents.
I know. But then it gets awfully spendy to get aggressive.
Like how much?
Like another 100 mil.
100 million. Damn.
Wow. I mean, and so what would you get for that? I mean, could you win?
Good Lord, no.
No. That won't move the needle. No. The hope is that would maintain my percent.
Okay, and for your percent, you get.
He gets a place in the conversation.
Which is great, because conversation's important to be inside of.
But it is kind of a lot, right, Will?
100 million? I mean, well, yeah. But if you spent it, you'd still be, like rich.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nevertheless, like minus 100 million.